it's Andy, and in this video we're going to study Kaki King, all the landslides birds have seen since the beginning of the world. Okay, here we go. So the first thing you have to do is tune your guitar to Dad-Gad tuning. So if you don't know Dad-Gad tuning, watch the video on that, and I'm just going to move forward and assume that you've learned that tuning. Okay, let's move into the finger picking. So this is a 6-note pattern, and I play it with my thumb and my index and my middle, and it's going to go thumb, middle index, thumb, middle index, thumb, middle index, thumb, middle index. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's learn which strings to play. We're going to start with our thumb on the 4th string, and we're going to play our middle finger on string 1 and our index finger on string 2. So we're going to place our thumb on the 4th string, and we're going to place our index finger on the 2nd string, and we're going to place our middle finger on the 1st string. So we're going to go 4, 2, 1. That's thumb, middle, index. Thumb, middle, index. Thumb, middle, index. Thumb, middle, index. Okay, just get used to that pattern for a while. Thumb, middle, index. Thumb, middle, index. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. Okay, now the next thing we're going to learn is that the thumb is going to be the traveler. The thumb is going to travel. It's going to start with string 4 the first time through the pattern, but then the thumb is going to play string 3 now. So your thumb goes 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index, thumb, middle, index. Okay, so if you're not used to this pattern, you should just try it for a while on the open strings and try to get used to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same 6-note pattern over and over. And you're going to want to see if you can go a little bit faster, and then a little slower, and a little faster, and a little slower. Okay, so another thing that's important to watch with your fingering is that your hand doesn't move around a lot. Okay, let's zoom in again and watch that closely. Okay, this is essential to learning the song. When your thumb plays, make sure your hand doesn't bounce around. Make sure your hand doesn't fly out from the strings or go down toward the floor. Basically, your thumb moves, but your hand doesn't. So it's the motion of the thumb going up and down, but the hand stays stationary. Just practice that for a while. Okay, now it's the same story on the fingers. When the fingers play, hopefully your finger just bends and the hand doesn't move. Okay, now try this. When your middle finger plays, what does your index finger do? Does it curl up? Does it stick out? Does it go like this? The answer we're looking for is we want it to stay floating right above the strings. So the correct answer is it doesn't do anything. It doesn't tense up, it doesn't curl up, it doesn't stick out. It's unaffected by the move of the middle finger. Okay, now same story on the index finger. When you play your index finger note, what does your what does your middle finger do? Does the middle finger move? Hopefully it's just staying right there, floating above the strings. Make sure it doesn't curl up or stick out or do anything crazy. It's just floating right there above the string. Alright, now that we've established the finger picking, it's time to learn the notes. Okay, the first chord that we're going to play Starts with your first finger, 13th fret, string 3. And then the next note you're going to play is your third finger, playing the 15th fret on string 1. Okay, and notice there's no notes on string 2, so there's a string skip between the fingers, and the fingers should be placed 2 frets apart. So once again, 13th fret here, 15th fret there. Makes a very dissonant chord. Okay, here we go. We're going to play the first chord in the song with our finger picking pattern. String 4, string 1, string 2, string 3, string 1, string 2. Okay, there's our 6-note pattern. That's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now after that, I think she plays a little bit more. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then play again. 3, 1, 2. So this first pattern is a little bit out of the box. A lot of the patterns in this song are just 6 notes over and over. This one is 9 notes, so 3 extra notes. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Then you hear a pause and some tapping on the top of the guitar. Okay, then play it again. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Pause. Tap the top of the guitar. Okay, now here's where the riff really begins. We're going to play 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, now we're going to shift it. We're going to take this chord and we're going to move it over a fret. So keep the same fingers on the same strings, but just slide it. So we're on the 12th fret and the 14th fret. And we're going to play our 6-note pattern. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, now slide again. Slide down to the 9th fret and the 11th fret. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, now slide up. So we're going to slide up a fret. You're going to land on 10 and 12. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so let's review the first line of the song. We've got the chords starting on the 13th fret, followed by 12, followed by 9, followed by 10. So these are the chords. Okay, and then here's the picking. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There it is. There's the first line. Okay, so let's move on. So she's going to stay on the 10th and the 12th frets for another 2 measures. When we get to the next part, it's going to be exactly the same. We're going to play it all again. Okay, now it's finally time to play something else. Slide all the way down to the 7th fret now, and we're going to play 3 measures. Okay, now slide up 1 fret so you end up on 8 and 10. Okay, then return to the 7th fret again, play 3 more measures. Now go back to the 10th fret. Okay, I'm going to play that series of measures, and I'm going to go faster so you hear what it sounds like. Okay, and so what we're doing there is we're just basically playing the same thing for 3 measures. We slide up, then And we play the same thing for 3 measures. And we slide up even further. That's how it goes. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to return to 7th fret, which is where we were just playing, 7, 9. And we're going to play just 2 measures this time. Okay, now welcome to a new chord. Finally we do something else. This is the first time we've moved our fingers around and played a different chord. We're going to go 7, 8, 9. It makes a diagonal line across the fretboard. And we're going to play that measure twice. Okay, now that's a tricky move because number 1, this section's pretty fast. Number 2, all the fingers move around. So we went from 7, 9 to kind of a reversal of the fingers. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so on the CD, she doesn't even play it exactly perfect. As she lifts her fingers from the chord, it sounds the open 3rd string. Let me demonstrate that. So here I go. I'm on 7 and 9. I'm playing the chord. Okay, it's time to switch chords. Listen for it. There it is. So you lift your finger from the string and it actually sounds the open string of the pull-off as you're on your way to the next chord. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. Keep this diagonal shaped chord and just slide it 2 frets over. You end up on 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's move on. The next part, we're going to go back to the original chord shape now. The original chord shape was with our fingers 2 frets apart and skipping a string. We're on 5 and 7 now. We're going to play that for 2 measures. Okay, now we're just going to slide it down to the 3rd fret. Okay, finally we've got a different chord. This time we're using the same fingers on the same strings, but now we're only 1 fret apart, so the fingers just got closer together. I've got my 1st finger on the 2nd fret, string 3, and I've got my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, string 1. Play it for 2 measures. Okay, then the next move is simply 1 finger by itself, 2nd fret on the high string. For 2 measures, of course. And then the final chord of this section, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, string 3. There it is. Okay, that's the end of this section. At that point, she repeats the whole song. She repeats everything you've learned so far. Okay, so let's do a review. Let's review everything you've learned so far. So at the beginning of the song, you start on 13th fret with your basic chord shape that we learned. And it's a very kind of mysterious intro. You play a bit, pause, play a little more. Pause there, let it ring. Okay, and then here's where the riff begins. Slide to 12, 9, then 10, then 7, 8, 7, 10, 7. Switch fingers, change chords, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7. Change back to the original finger shape, 5 and 7. Slide to fret 3. The fingers get close together here, 2 and 3. 2nd fret on the high string by itself. And then finally, the last chord, 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Okay, so something that might be helpful to you as you learn this song, would be to play through all the chords like this. Okay, if you can do that, then I'm convinced you know all the chords. Okay, now another thing that's important to practice is just this finger pattern on just the open strings. I think a good way to practice this song would be to start with the open strings, get your finger pattern going. Okay, and then try some of the chords in the song. But don't do them in the order that she plays them. Make your own song out of it. What if I want to start with 2 and 3? Then I want to play 3 and 5. Then I feel like going to 5 and 7. Hey, that's not how the song goes, but I'm going to work on that because I think that sounds cool. Okay, I'm improving my dexterity and I'm learning the chords and I'm really making it my own. I'm making this song something that's part of me. So instead of staring at a piece of paper or clunking through all the notes of the song, what I'm doing is I'm making music out of all the chords and the picking. And so I really feel like I have a command of this tune. So I'm not going to get stuck on every little note of the original version. I'm going to put a little bit of my own finesse into it. And that way when I hit the stage I'm going to feel more confident. If I play it in front of my friends, it's going to seem easy for me if I've practiced this. Okay, so I'd like to encourage you to do the same thing. I think it'll make a big difference. Alright, so in part 2 we'll cover the next section. Until then, good luck.